Welcome back, everybody.
Welcome back.
So they're warming up. You growing any hops this year? You growing anything?
So it's funny. I haven't purchased any hop rhizomes, but I just looked at the bucket before I came inside today, and my hop from last year is sprouting up again.
Really?
So I'm gonna see what he does, because 2 years ago I got him. I got 4 buckets of hops. They seemed to be doing really good, and then 2 of them just died out. I couldn't get them to stay alive. One really thrived. One did okay, but they never really bloomed or blossomed like they were supposed to. Which I heard.
Do you feed them?
Typical. I give them water, and I give them some like nutrient stuff that I was told to give them. I don't remember what it was, just some soil nutrient. Well, the next year, one of them all of a sudden bloomed up again. It just like sprouted and started growing like crazy right at the beginning of the summer, and I was like, awesome. It just never, I don't know if you call it flowered or blossomed or what.
Right.
And again, this year already, it sprouted straight back up again. That same one just like, boom, I'm here.
Huh.
I don't know if it takes a couple of years for it to come in, or if it's just like fucked up.
Well, you can help a plant flower by giving it the right nutrients too. Like, nitrogen helps it grow, but then the middle chemical, I don't remember if it's phosphate or phosphorus. I don't remember. It's been a long time since I grew plants. But one of them helps in the flowering phase. Don't worry about it. One of the middle nutrient helps in the flowering phase. Whenever you look at like plant food or whatever, it'll give you 3 numbers on it with dashes, and the one that's higher in the middle, like the first one's nitrogen, I know that, and that's what helps in like the early phases, the growth phase. But the middle is what helps with the flowering. So if you give the plants whatever that middle is, it should help bring on a more flowerful phase, basically.
Well, no, I mean, that's good to know, because maybe I'll get some plant nutrient that has a high middle number and see if it helps. And I know that for a fact that like hops need a lot of room for the roots to grow, and
I have to transplant it.
Yeah, I have it in a 5-gallon bucket, one of those buckets, which says you can start it the first year in this bucket, and then after that, the roots will grow so much that you'll need to transfer it to like, something else. But since it never really blossomed, I thought that I just kind of fucked up, and it wasn't expensive to get the rhizomes. I think they're only like $3.99 a piece, but you have to get them from like mail order them. So I was gonna do it, just like try it again at some point. But since it bloomed up again, I was like, sweet, and then it didn't flower. So I'm thinking maybe I just need to transplant it to the ground.
That might make a big difference,
and maybe
too.
that'll help it out. But I don't want to transplant it to the ground because we don't have much room around here to do that. If it's really just a fucked up plant.
So you haven't ever used your own hops that you grew then? Okay.
Nope. Was not able to ever use my own hops.
Have you been still making ciders and beers, or have you?
I actually have a beer behind me as we speak. It's been a while since I've done one. I got one behind me in a secondary fermentation right now, and I will be doing an experiment. Stay tuned for it, everybody. I have a method that I'm going to test out, because everybody's getting all crazy about this whole instant pot wine.
Instant pot wine.
Oh, long story. It's just like hipsters being hipsters. But I'm going to try to jump on that hipster bandwagon, and I have a method to try to instant pot my next brew. And I bought 2 of the exact same brew kit, because I'm going to try one in the instant pot and one doing the standard method and see if they taste any different.
Huh.
And you will see that on Beer Brew Review if you go over to that channel.
That was my next question, is what was the channel, and are you still doing that?
I am still. Well, I'm still doing it. I haven't put anything up there in 6 months, 8 months, because I haven't had a brew in that long.
Yeah.
So it's not a channel I just put up random videos on. It's specifically for brewing. And since the one behind me, I could have done one long video about the brew process to where it's at now and posted it, but I'm trying to do more full start to finish on that channel, because that's the stuff that I enjoy watching about brewing. Is I want to see what happened when you started in the end product. I don't want to see like an episodic, like, well, what happens next, Jeff? I want to see it all in a video.
Right.
But it takes weeks to months depending on what you're doing.
Makes sense.
But why do you ask, sir?
I was just that. Listen, we need content.
Oh, okay.
That's literally. I was like, what can we talk about this episode? And I was like, I haven't asked about your beer brewing in a while. I mean, I was thinking, I just
Yes.
planted like my garden for the year. So it was on my mind.
I'm surprised you're looking for content and this news cycle right now and not talking about. I'm so curious, and I was thinking you were going to bring it up right away, but apparently you didn't. What are your thoughts on the new complaints in regards to the Mueller report?
At this point, it's just I don't even want to talk about it.
I
we all knew that Barr was put in
happen at this
place as a
point.
fixer. Like that's what his role throughout history has been. This isn't the first time he's helped fix something, right? So I mean, we all know what happened.
I thought he came in with a really good background that people on the Democratic and Republican side thought he was going to be a very stand-up attorney
Barr?
general.
You didn't know
Yeah.
about him fixing the Iran-Contra stuff?
No.
Okay, well, he's not.
And
He's
I've not
only
read
up
any
and
news
up.
articles that have talked about that. So now I'm just...
I mean, that was a long time ago. So, but yeah, no, this isn't his first rodeo, and
Well, because even
hiding
James
things
Comey just came out and said, like, he has such a well-decorated and well-substantiated background that let's hold off on any judgment until we get more facts. Like, let his reputation as it stands now speak for itself. Comey, the guy who got fired, he's the one.
The amount of time that passed between Barr receiving the report and giving his 4-page summary on 400 pages, he would have had to like not sleep in order to just read the fucking report.
No, I completely agree. I'm saying prior to that, his service record, I thought his service history like spoke for itself from what everybody.
No, he was part of all of the presidential pardons that went out for the people that did all the Iran-Contra stuff. Like he was the backbone of all of that. So this is not the first time he's basically hired to do this sort of thing. Cover up things for the president.
This specifically based on the fact that he got the job by writing a very long
thing about how the president can't obstruct justice.
Application basically saying, Mr. President, you can't obstruct justice. Please hire me as your attorney general to prove that you can't do that. But I was just curious what your thought was, because honestly, up until this stuff came out on Tuesday or whatever, I was just like, wow, like I'm kind of shocked. I'm confused because there's so many people indicted and going to jail and all this stuff for this whole obstruction, collusion type stuff, yet somehow Trump is quote unquote exonerated from it all based on this report. It's kind of weird. It doesn't make any sense, but
it's weird that even the summary said that he's not exonerated, and then Trump immediately says total exoneration. What was I reading?
It was somebody on Reddit who was saying something like, who was doing the whole, like, basically writing a play from the perspective of, Trump's statements and then everybody else's statements. And, and they were like, sir, the report is ready. Oh, have a read. And he's like, total exoneration, release the report, let everybody read it. And sir, he said that because that's exactly what you hired him to say. Remember, you hired him to lie about that. And he's like, I don't understand. It's really funny the way it was written. And I don't know.
Eventually, the report will come out. It's bullshit.
The whole thing will. Eventually?
I mean, in 40 years, probably the whole thing will come out. We'll get a redacted version someday after Trump gets his choice of what redactions to put in, apparently. But the fact that Congress is not getting an unredacted version is just absurd. The fact that the Republicans in the Senate keep blocking it is fucking absurd. Like, all of it is just fucking absurd. And I'm just ready for the next election cycle at this point.
You're just basically giving up on this one, and you're hoping. But so the thing is, do you think it's helped so much because of what the report says that the public has been told that the report says at this point, that you don't think that's going to help Trump win in the next cycle?
The polling shows that only 29% of people believe that what Barr's summary that Barr's summary
29?
Yeah,
it's pretty low.
Yeah. It's even lower than Trump's approval rating.
even lower than it's almost half, less than half of what a passing grade is.
So I mean, I don't know. They're the same people that voted for Trump are going to vote for Trump again. That's fine. More. I mean,
well, if the same people that voted for Trump are going to vote for Trump again, then he's going to win.
No, that's not true, Jeff. Jeff, that's not
absolutely true.
No, Jeff. No. You know why it's not true, Jeff? Because Democrats didn't get out and vote
at all.
Yes, lots of Democrats did not get out and vote. They will this time. We saw that in the midterms, and we'll see it again in 2020.
Okay. You remember last time we recorded the night of the election.
Yeah, and I think I probably said something like he's gonna probably win.
You did. You especially looking at the polling numbers, you were like, "Holy shit, he's gonna fucking win, isn't he?" I was like, "It looks like it."
I mean, I mean, it's possible he could win again. I don't think he will, but who knows? Who knows? We'll see. It depends on who the... I mean, at this point, it's too early to say. Talk to me again once we've got a nominee on the Democratic side.
Does it shock you at all that people are coming out and saying what they're saying now? And do you...
About what?
About the summary.
Oh. What do you mean?
That's the whole thing is right now the Mueller team is supposed, according to the news that came out this morning, Mueller team is kind of saying his summary did not appropriately capture what we said.
And they even said that they gave their own summaries that could have easily been given out, and they weren't.
Right. Does that shock you at all? And
no, it doesn't.
But how do you get people to not just jump on the fake news bandwagon? Isn't that where it gets really tricky right now?
What do you mean? People are just saying that maybe the news is making up the people from Mueller.
Yeah, well, Trump completely straight up said that there's no sources that these news organizations have talked to.
Well, he's been saying that from the fuck. He'll say something himself and then call himself fake news half the damn time.
Agreed, but how do you get that across to the general public? Like, in your opinion, how do you get out of this an excuse is that just if it's bad news, it's fake news?
You don't. I mean, people are going to have to fucking wake up and like understand. Like, people need to have critical thinking. If they don't, they're never going to. And there's nothing we can do to give them that ability. In my opinion.
You know, I agree with you. I just doesn't it make you sad to know that that's the state that our country is.
I mean, if you go to Twitter now,
those in power, I think it's shitty that those in power are the way that they are already, because you put your people in power who clearly don't have the best interest of America in mind. They have just their own beliefs in mind,
right,
or their own best interest in mind. But then the American people who buy the stuff that has clearly been proven to be false and propaganda. And you're just like,
I mean,
what's worse, that our people in power believe this, or that most of the American people believe this? No, I can't say most, but enough to, have somebody like Trump elected to office.
I mean, we have people on this planet right now that believe it's flat.
I mean, that's true.
Like, there's a lot of really dumb
have they done any correlation on flat earthers versus like Trump supporters?
No, I'm sure. Well, maybe someone has.
I'm curious.
The data would be interesting to see. I imagine
if they fall into the same groups or not.
I don't believe that they necessarily do. I do feel like flat earthers are more likely to be low IQ people, for sure. And I don't necessarily think that's true of Trump supporters, because I know some intelligent Trump supporters. So I don't know, but I think that sometimes there's people that they're not necessarily a Trump supporter, they're just a hardcore Republican, and whoever the Republican nominee is, that's who they support, even if it requires them to wear blinders sometimes.
Right. That is the problem with the bipartisan system in general.
Yeah.
I guess that could be the problem with a tripartisan or a quad partisan system.
Yeah.
There's still have people who are in a camp that will never go to
right.
camp. Will always support people there, which is unfortunate for...
Earlier today, Trump tweeted at Joe Biden with some fucking meme. Like, it's literally just a meme of Joe Biden molesting himself. This is the kind of thing that Trump is tweeting out.
Well, so the whole Joe Biden thing comes out, and if Joe Biden has been doing things that have been making females uncomfortable for years, I think that's a shame, and it's unfortunate that his actions have been having that effect on people, and hopefully it wasn't purposeful. And if it was, shame on you, Joe Biden. I'll be the first person to say, if you're, doing that, shame on you, absolutely. But of course, Trump's going to use anything he possibly can to try to throw the scent off of what's the mainstream stuff happening, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's just funny for fucking Trump to try to say anything about anything while he's grabbing women by the pussy.
But I mean, at least he admitted it.
I mean, yeah, they love it when you do it. When you're rich, you can do whatever you want.
and that they love it. You don't need to ask. You just do it because they want you to.
The pictures with him and his fucking daughter are some of the grossest images on the internet. My Discord and I were having a very stupid argument before we started recording today because the Joe Biden thing, the stupid Trump meme got posted in there, and that posted some pictures of Donald and Ivanka where they're basically making out. And one of the people in my damn Discord was trying to say that 2 consenting adults can do whatever they want, even if they are your children.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I know that like Pornhub would have you believe that in this day and age.
I mean, incest is illegal for one thing.
So, it's kind of weird. Do you watch like any porn?
More than I did when I was married, but still not a ton.
So why is it? And I'm not saying that I don't. It's like good porn because I've definitely seen a couple of those, Moms Teach or whatever episodes, and there's some good ones out there. But why did that become a thing all of a sudden?
I don't.
Seems
know.
To be like what is like porn is almost based on incestual porn at this point, which I find so odd.
Well, and you know what? So there is like a sub community in like kink communities where it's like age play or whatever, where women want like a daddy-daughter type relationship, but it's not like actual dad. And so I don't know if that's what the porn is playing on or if it is supposed to basically just be fucking incest. I know I saw a meme.
I'll say a lot of the ones that I've seen aren't truly quote unquote incest because they usually try to do stepmom or stepsister or whatever. But then, going down those lines, there's a couple of them that exist that are straight up, mom bang son, and
right.
Sometimes, like, and I've seen some of those before where there's absolutely no context within the video itself. Like, there's no storyline in the video. It's just like people banging, and there's just a title, so it could mean absolutely nothing.
Right.
Like in those cases, but there's some that are very straight up, like a whole script based on the fact that this is like the mom and the son banging each other. Like, and I'm unclear at where this genre popped up from and why it seems to be so prevalent. And I even read a Reddit post about it a couple weeks ago where people were like, I don't understand why I can't just find normal porn anymore. Why do I always have to be trying to watch somebody's mom bang their son? I'm like, oh, like this is like apparently a huge thing that other people are
I saw
about it.
A Reddit meme where it was like, if I ever have kids, my daughter can't call me daddy. Is at this point, it's too damn sexual. She gets to just call me bruh or something like that.
Yeah, I just don't know where this whole genre came from. And I'll be honest, I'm still a little bit confused at how some of these like sites like YouPorn and Pornhub and all that stuff make money because never paid a dime.
It's ad revenue.
But I'll be honest, they don't have a good way to deal with ads, just like YouTube doesn't, because ad blocker works pretty well on those sites.
Yeah,
right.
I guess. Does it? I don't actually know.
I mean, I don't remember the last time I watched.
What about like the sidebar ads and stuff like that? Aren't those still there or no?
I guess so. Maybe I'm so tuned to just tuning stuff out that But wouldn't most people be?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like half people going to these sites are probably like 14 years old too, and they might be clicking on how to make their dick bigger all day long.
You know what? I didn't even think about it like that. I guess that's possibly true. Because I also wonder, YouTube ads and stuff. We know there's the fundamental problem with the way YouTube pays people, but how do ad companies determine what has been a good YouTube ad campaign? I mean, granted, I'm sure they look for click-through rates and all that stuff, but you got to think it's pretty few and far between that an ad campaign gives you a really high click-through rate on like some place like YouTube, right?
I'm still wondering about like the bounty program and stuff like that, like, or even I know what some people have been paid for, like, I don't know. I don't want to give any examples, but like I know some people in our group have done really big ads for like a telephone company or something like that, and I know how many big numbers were paid out.
You mean like Verizon and Minecraft calling, which I didn't even understand?
Sure, we can say that. I'm not naming anyone their names or any amounts.
I don't know. I'll straight up say, didn't Captain Sparkles and Seth Ling do that whole Verizon calling in Minecraft?
Yes, okay, they did, and I know how much money was made on that, and it's a big number, right?
Sure, by the people. What? No, what was that? I still don't even get it.
I mean, Seth did some cool shit there. He made it was an ad, obviously, but and that was one of the things that made Microsoft change the whole ad rules on Minecraft. You can't make those ads anymore. That was one of the last ads that was ever made in the game. But he made a fucking cell phone that worked in the game. You could download that and you could call people. And it would actually call. He actually called Captain Sparkle's phone, and Captain Sparkle's face was coming from his phone into the game.
He didn't make it, Joe. Just to set the record straight, I read all the news articles on the person who did write the code for that. The code was open source.
It wasn't. Seth did a lot of coding. It wasn't just like, I mean, he had to work with the people at Verizon to make that happen. Like,
okay. I'm okay. I'm not sure you're accurate on that. I'm pretty confident Sparkles and Seth Ling were just the faces behind that ad campaign. I don't think they did anything with it. Based on the articles I read, because I downloaded all that code at one point because I was curious what it was for and what it was going to be used for next, and I never saw anything happen again. I didn't understand why Verizon was involved at all.
It was just an ad. It was just an ad.
An ad for what?
Their service.
Get a Verizon cell phone because you can play Minecraft?
Just get a Verizon cell phone and sign up with Verizon. Just name recognition ad, basically, is what this was.
Okay.
Just like a McDonald's ad. They want you to know about McDonald's.
I ain't seen anybody program at some McDonald's and eat McDonald's.
I mean, it's the same concept, though. I'm not saying it's a
No, I thought that ad made me think that there was something happening in Minecraft that Verizon was responsible for that I could do. If I got a Verizon phone, I can do this in Minecraft. I can't.
No.
And then I never could figure out what the fuck was going on after that.
This is like you in Discord or you in Reddit. You just missed the mark. What was that other thing the other day that everyone like lost their mind about that you didn't know about? The Stephen Colbert was a parody. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this is the Stephen Colbert thing all over again, Jeff.
It
was lost on you. That's all.
So I want to know then if this completely lost on me. Comment below if that ad made you go purchase a Verizon cell phone.
I don't think it made anyone. I mean, okay, maybe it made someone go buy it. At some point, whether they realize it or not, that showed someone Verizon in a way that resonated with them.
Well, so granted, I'm talking about it right now. So, got like longevity. I'm technically advertising for Verizon as we. Just because I'm talking about them.
Right.
It's going to make people... Yeah, so I get it from that perspective.
Yeah, it's one of those things... I mean, a lot of ads are just to get people to talk, right? I mean, the Geico ads. That shit doesn't make any fucking sense. It It doesn't make sense in terms of like
true.
selling insurance. It's just a joke half the time.
So I get it. I get what you're saying there. I'm pretty confident. God, now I'm gonna have to go back and watch that thing. I don't think Seth Bling wrote anything.
He did. I remember talking to him all the times he was flying out there and shit. Like, trust me, he did some coding.
I need to dig up my old files then because they didn't give him credit in the code because I had the code. One of my IT director at work was so excited when he saw that because he's such a big Minecraft fan. He thought he was going to start making video calls in Minecraft, and he was sad. He was sad when he never was able to get it to work. But he's downloaded the code and wanted to look through it and see how it all worked. And somebody's name is in that code as the creator of that code, and it was not Seth Bling.
Are you talking about the Minecraft code or the phone side of things?
So that's a good question. I don't remember. It was years ago.
Because there's something that happens in Minecraft that's where Seth comes in, not the phone side of the stuff.
So I guess I don't know the answer to that. It could have been in the phone side of the code that he had. Whatever it was, they had it was like open source. You could download it.
Yeah.
I would think that you'd have to download. I remember being WebSocket based, so maybe it was just the code that allowed you to make a Verizon call, and there was a whole other Minecraft piece that I don't know.
Okay. Are we done planting?
I think so. I was just actually running across the.
I think we are. I think we're done.
The world.
Done.
See. I think we got a lot more half slabs to put up.
No, I did that already. Start of the day.
You did all the halves. Yeah. I think we need to run up and down these aisles because there's clearly spots that are not done. As one of the things that's going to show us how done we are. What do we have at the very bottom two layers? We need to put something there so that all spawning there and just walking up and trampling all the crops.
Yeah. We also need to do the water troughs. They want us to run it the first time during the marathon on April 13th.
Oh shit! They expect us to be done soon.
I think we can though. We still got 2 more recording sessions, and all we really need to do is make the water troughs and make sure the stuff grows. And if nothing else, if we're not quite done with the water troughs, we can do it at the start of the marathon.
I guess Do we have a time slot for Mindcrack server right now? Need to be on.
Well, we're gonna do it probably at the start. So I think we're starting at noon. So sometime around there. Will you be around then? Saturday at noon?
Noon on the Saturday?
Yeah.
On the 13th? I mean, I can try to make it happen.
I'll look at the thing and I'll remind you.
I'm standing down. God, somebody might spawn over there. My biggest concern is I forgot that you bounce on beds now. Weird. My biggest concern is something going to spawn in the middle and start trampling our crops. Because if nothing spawns, we've got it covered, right?
Yeah. I think so. I do think on every step on the half slabs that slimes might be able to spawn, but I don't know if small slimes can spawn, and if they can't, I don't think the big slimes can spawn on a single block. So I have a feeling nothing.
I'm at the bottom, and I've got nothing spawning down here right now.
Yeah, I don't think anything can spawn with what we've got left, honestly.
We need to go back and look at our footage. What was the first day we started digging this thing out? How long has it been? The fact that literally on this day at this time, I'm going to keep it generic for all you people out there. We've theoretically just completed the farm from the building and planting perspective. All we have to do is put in the water trough.
It does look pretty fucking wild. I just flew over the whole thing. There are a couple single spots missing, like you said. Are
there any enemies spawning?
No, I don't see nothing.
I'm surprised those enemies aren't spawning those single spots.
Well, they're still hoed, so mobs can't spawn on hoed ground.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And there's enough light too. There actually is a section right here where it's not hoed on this particular thing right here. Oh god, I almost killed myself. Oh my god,
this is insanity. Yeah, we gotta somehow build this thing up so that the water pours down appropriately from a single source block.
Which I don't think that's going to be that hard.
No, it's just we're at the plan it just right and hope that we don't fuck it up.
That's true. You only get one go at that.
Yeah, the concept is easily doable. It's just, will we do it right before we say release? And then it like goes all over the place and it's like flowing backwards.
The one difference is last time I did it, we didn't go away the bedrock because I left room for a redstone wire to run from the bottom up to the top. And this time we went to.
Oh yeah, we can't run it from the bottom because, or well, we can during the marathon.
What?
Because we could stage enough people to keep the areas loaded that would need to run the redstone signal, right?
Well, no, it's not that. It's that we're all the way at bedrock, so there's no way to get underneath here to run a redstone signal.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Can't. There's no under.
It's kind of amazing too. It's kind of funny how many more enemies were destroying us as we got to the end of the build because there was so much less room for them to spawn on.
Yeah. It's kind of whenever the border closes in UHCs and it's nighttime and it gets crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty wild build.
Are we doing a UHC during the marathon? We should have
we are.
that.
We are.
We are?
Yeah.
All right, shit. What time?
God damn it, motherfucker. It's everything is pinned in the Discord, you bastard. Fucking hell. I'll look after we end this episode. Let's go. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Thanks for watching, guys.